the Mets and Yankees taking the right approach on waiting for Yamamoto?
Look, I think the Mets could have been in on, and I'm talking about Mets right now, on depth pieces like the guys that you just showed that went off the board today, because they're going to still need some depth in that rotation, even if they sign Yamamoto. I think the same could be said for the Yankees because they gave up so much of their depth to be able to get Soto. So I'm a little surprised that they weren't a little more in on some of those guys, the inning eaters, the depth pieces. But I'm not surprised that they're going to wait it out and go to the final wire to get Yamamoto. I think that's still the key for the Mets this offseason. I think the Yankees are trying to go in all in this year and showing that they're dedicated to trying to win a World Series right away with Soto as essentially a rental. So I think the Mets are still being a little bit cautious. I think they're all in on Yamamoto, but I also think that they recognize that it doesn't do them any good to go signing a bunch of pieces that are winning pieces for this season when I still think they're thinking about this in the long term, and Yamamoto's a 25-year-old that they can have for the long term.
Todd, as you were talking, I was thinking about the fact that it is interesting. I think we usually expect the biggest pieces to go off the board first, and certainly Shohei Ohtani was holding a lot of things up. But you're right, we're seeing a lot of these depth pieces, especially from the pitching market, sort of find homes while a lot of teams are still waiting on Yamamoto. And Blake Snell is still out there, and that's probably, the other biggest possible name. So, of course, you could pivot there if Yamamoto doesn't end up with the Mets or something like that. But it's true that we're seeing a lot of these depth pieces signed, and also a lot of trades or not a lot of trades, but certainly Glasnow and Juan Soto go down before the free agent market clears out, which is maybe a little unexpected. Guys like Blake Snell, Cody Bellinger, these top-tier guys are waiting while the depth is clearing out. So I think you're right, Todd, that it probably comes down to when are the Mets planning to contend? Yeah. Because Yamamoto is a nice long-term option, and you don't want to be spending that money on single-year pieces.
Right.
If it precludes you from getting that long-term option.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the free agent market, it's really almost coming from the bottom up, right? The one-year deals, the two-year deals, those are the ones that are getting done. They're waiting for Yamamoto. I just wonder if the Mets don't get him, what's going to be left?
That's my question,
I mean,
Jim.
we said it last night. Giolito is still there. Lorenzen's still there, but now all these others, 6 other starters are gone.
Aaron Nola, he signed early.
Nola's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much left.
No, yeah, I think that's a great point. So the Yamamoto sweepstakes, we'll be following it. Of course, the Yankees and Mets will very intently as well.